If you enjoy what I do and want more content, please consider supporting the channel. One way to show your support is by donating. You can find a link in the description below. Donations made during a stream will be featured live. If you want more rewards for showing your support, you can become a so-called patron. You can find a link to my Patreon page and all the rewards at patreon.com/Nackagubben.
Nackapodden, ja. Nackapodden, ja. Nackagubben, Nackapodden, ja.
Yes! Hi guys, and welcome to the second episode of Nackapodden. Today we have a special guest visiting from all the way from Sweden. Yeah, it's not that far, actually. This guest is a fellow YouTuber. His name is Knutsson, and he is currently vlogging in Swedish. But what we're gonna talk about today is the differences between Norway and Sweden, because it happens to be so that Mr. Philip has lived in Norway, so he has his experiences, and we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about a lot of other really nice things. So before we start, I quickly wanted to say that I've started a hashtag called hashtag NACKAPODDEN. You can see it here on my is that left or right? I don't know. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, and if you're a Twitter user, be sure to go into Twitter and use that hashtag that you can see over there. I know that the last time I did this Nackapodden thing, I was a little bit slow at looking at the chat, so I will try to look at the chat as well and try to answer any questions that you have. So guys, let me introduce my fellow Swedish man, Mr. Philip.
Everybody, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Now they can hear you.
Hello, hello. Very nice.
That was a nice
How's it
introduction.
going?
You were half cut there, half cut? Right in the middle of the sentence. How are you doing this fine Sunday? I've already asked you this in private. But...
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm really chilled. You're really tired from yesterday. Just having a good old time.
A good old time.
Yeah.
Like all Sundays should be. I don't know if you heard the intro or not. You probably did, because
yeah.
we're in a call together.
Yeah, I did.
Nice. You're a YouTuber from Sweden, is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. Yes.
This is
That's
almost
correct.
like an investigation.
Information.
You're from Sweden. That's correct. Where were you last Friday? Oh, now, but where in Sweden are you from?
I'm from Stockholm, Sweden. So
wow,
I've been
the best
living
city.
in Stockholm.
The best city.
Yeah, exactly. The main city, the great city, the one.
And do you have any, like, besides YouTube, what do you do? Do you have any interests or anything that you particularly are fond of? So just to get it like an image of who you are, because I am. Yes. I don't know how many of the people out there know you.
Yeah, so yeah, of course, I have some interests in all stuff I do when I'm not at work. I usually hang out with friends. I usually try to do a lot with music and stuff. I play guitar. I play some piano, even though that sounds not so good. Also,
so guitar is your main instrument then?
Yeah, exactly. Guitar is my main instrument. And then I'm trying to learn how to sing, but my roommate doesn't really like that. So.
What can you do? You have to practice in order to get better. So
exactly. You have to just try until somebody says no.
I can't remember how we got in contact the first time.
I think it was actually, I saw one of your videos that was something about like Finnish words or something, because I've made a video like a year ago with the same subject, and it just happened upon your video and just left a comment saying I did the same thing pretty much, and then we got to talking that way, I think.
Yeah. It was a while ago, yeah. But we talked about doing stuff together for a long while, and it hasn't happened. But now we're finally here at this glorious day. But yeah, as you said, you did a lot of videos regarding languages, and you had almost the same type of channel as this channel.
Yeah,
you
exactly,
can say.
pretty much.
But you've now switched over to making vlogs in Swedish.
Yes. So haven't really gotten started with that. I'm really, really bad at YouTube. I make a video and then I say to myself, I'm going to make another one in like a week. And then 2 months goes by and I was like, oh shit, yeah, forgot about YouTube.
Oh. And what? So you decided to stow away your old videos. So what happened to those?
Yeah, pretty much. I decided to just revamp the whole channel basically and just start over because I was getting a bit bored with doing the language thing, and also I wasn't keeping up the schedule with the videos as well. So just thought I was gonna start with something new and then basically start out with this whole Swedish channel because before I did videos in English and all that. So maybe I'd like target the Swedish market, maybe see if that was a bit more easier, a bit more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm Swedish, maybe I can speak Swedish.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in watching weird Swedish vlogs in Swedish, then you could go and check out Mr. Spook. He's not called that anymore. He's called Philip Knutsson. You can read that here on on my right. This is my right, but yeah, never mind.
I got the tip from my old friend who's a Swedish.
Yep.
Who's a Swedish YouTuber. He basically just said, yeah, you can just start with doing YouTube in Swedish and just use your name. That should probably work out better than just having like the old name was like an old gamer tag, as I said before. So
yeah, okay. Perfect. So let's move on to the subject of this this little podcast or pod. I don't know. Can you call it a podcast when it's like a live stream? It's
I don't know. I think so.
Do you know why it's called podcast?
What's the definition of podcast? I have no idea.
Yeah. Do you know why it's called podcast?
I have no idea.
It's when iPhone made the iPods, then they developed radio kind of programs for the iPod. So it was podcasts. So it's a little bit weird to see podcast nowadays because it's on all different types of. Anyway, never mind. That was so unnecessary.
But now I know what podcast stands for.
Yeah. You've lived in Norway. This is the subject of this. This. How long did you? Or let's start with this. When did you move, and why did you move to Norway?
When I moved to Norway, basically, me and a whole bunch of my friends were out in like a summer vacation in Spain somewhere, and we saw a group of Norwegian girls, and they were really pretty, and we were like, "Yeah, we should totally."
So that was the main reason where you moved.
No, that was part of the reason, pretty much. But me and one friend, we basically didn't have anything to do. We just worked in Sweden, and a bunch of our other friends went and studied in like Örebro, and are studying here in Sweden. And we were like, yeah, well, why not move to Norway? Because a lot of people usually do that and just stay there for like half a year and earn money and just have fun basically.
So the main reason was to just go on a trip, earn some money. And just have a good time, I guess.
Pretty much. Just stay there for like half a year, but it ended up staying for for a way longer time than expected.
So when did you move? Which year was that?
I think it was 2014. We moved in like December, and then stayed for 2 years. Yeah, so we moved I moved home pretty much now in January, February or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just thinking about if you were there during Utøya, the massacre.
No, that was fortunately I was not there at that time.
Oh. Good. Let's not dwell into that then. Where in Norway did you spend your time when living there?
Yeah, I spent it most of the time in Oslo because that's the main city, and we just lived like a couple of minutes outside of central Oslo. We also went to what's that called? Some city to the west, Bergen. Yeah. We also visited there pretty much because we had a lot of friends over there, and also just the train over there.
Which one of the cities were your favorite, Oslo or Bergen?
Oslo, I have to say.
It is?
pretty,
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty small. It's a pretty small city, and you can just
It
like,
is.
walk everywhere, and it's really cozy actually. So
It feels like a smaller variant of Göteborg or Gothenburg.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's almost like also like Gamla Stan in Stockholm. It's like the old town. It also feels like kind of a bigger version of that. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like pretty old. The buildings are old. Like the streets are old.
Because otherwise,
really
I've heard
pretty
that
everywhere.
the West Coast, or where Bergen and Trondheim is kind of they have pretty scenic views, pretty
Oh yeah,
nice
they do.
nature and stuff like that. But you didn't feel like it was, or did you?
Well, Bergen was really nice. I was there like 10 or 15 times. So that was like the second city I loved after like Oslo or something.
Okay. We have Emma just wrote that podcast doesn't have video. It's a downloadable talk show and stuff. Very technical description there. Thank you so much for that.
Maybe we can call this I don't know.
A video and talk stuff.
Vidcast.
Vidcast, yeah, probably is something like that. I don't know. What did you do in Norway when you spent your time in the great country of Norway?
Yeah, I spent most of the time working and like hanging out with new friends and my roommate, which I moved with, and I worked mostly as like a bartender and and doing a little bit of like editing for like I saw a couple of friends of mine who were doing YouTube over there.
Oh,
But
Norwegians?
also, yep, Norwegians, pretty much, yeah. So, but also I had like a regular job. The last year I was there working as customer support for like a cell phone company as well, which was really boring, but it was good money. So
Interesting. We have a question here. I'm quickly gonna try. I was failing at this last time I had the interview.
reading the comments and all that.
Yeah, because I'm trying to focus on the conversation, and then suddenly there are chats. We have a question here from Max Dowdy, and he asks, "Do you have any Sweden or Norway specific celebrations where you let off fireworks?"
Well,
New Year's.
yeah, New Year's Eve. They also have. They usually do that at like this. What's the national day in? 17th of.
Oh yeah, this is Sweden's National Day.
Yeah,
I've
Sweden's
never
National
seen
Day,
that,
and
but
Norway,
probably.
yeah, Norway's national day. They also.
Oh, okay.
Well, not everybody, but some people do. So why not?
But do we shoot off fireworks in Sweden?
I don't know.
I don't know. So that's probably a Norway related thing then.
Yeah,
17 maj.
Exactly. that's like a crazy day because everybody goes to like the middle of the town, watches the parade and all that, and goes on a drinking spree like pretty much the whole day.
That's so interesting because the National Day celebration in Sweden is so mellow, and I guess most people don't even know it's the National Day, but in Norway it seems like there's
crazy.
such a celebration. Why would you think it's why is it bigger there, do you think?
I have no idea actually. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they are more of a proud people or something, like they want to celebrate their own country. But here it sounds, well, it seems like a bit like sometimes like it's weird to do that here for something. Like what do we do? We like put up a flag and like have some cake or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and watch the royal family on TV or something.
Oh yeah. They usually.
I'm not doing that, by the way. So.
No, me neither. I've never done that.
Well, why would I? No, never mind. Was it difficult to get a job in Norway?
I was super easy. I mean, super easy to get an apartment and to get a job. It was took me like a week or something.
How did you do it? Did you just go out and like, oh, hello, give me a job,
No,
I'm a Swede?
Exactly. But that's the thing. A lot with like, I don't know what to call it, like service jobs, like working at a restaurant and like gas stations, like bartenders.
Yep.
Stuff like a lot of those works, works are like taken by Swedish people. I don't know why, but they seem to have like an easier time getting those kind of jobs because they think we're really service minded and happy all the time. For some reason.
Yeah,
but like how to get a job, I was just like searching online basically.
Okay. So you weren't physically going over to the place.
Nah.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to read my questions while I read the chat. It's like I need to have split vision. We have a question from Emma. She asks, "What's the classic thing to do in Sweden, contrasting Norwegian things?" We'll jump to that in a moment. I think I have some similar question. Did you understand while working and living in Norway? Did you understand Norwegian perfectly fine, or were there any situations where you didn't? Because for you guys who don't know, the Norwegian and Swedish language are pretty similar. We are able to understand each other, but there can be sometimes where the Swedes have a harder time understanding the Norwegians than vice versa. But did you notice this at any point?
I actually didn't understand anything.
Okay.
Like with the first month I moved there.
Okay.
It sounded so weird, actually.
I thought it was like, oh, I didn't understand that word or anything. But you were like, what the hell are they saying?
Yeah, it just sounded like they had a sock in their mouth. So I was always really happy.
A sock in their mouth.
Yeah, but
wow.
It shouldn't have been that hard though.
No.
But maybe I'm just a little bit behind on stuff.
But did you speak English then to people?
No, well I spoke
or
Swedish.
Did you just nod and look very happy?
Pretty much. I just like, yeah, okay, fine. I think I know what you want me to do, but yeah okay. Pretty much just wave and smile.
Exactly.
Yeah, it took me like, I don't know, maybe a month or a month and a half to start and understand what they were saying. So, but it was in the beginning, it was easier to read what they were like if I was texting with one of them. That's a bit easier because they all have like really weird dialects and all of that, so that's pretty different. But it came really fast though. So after like a half a year, I could speak and understand everything. Pretty much.
Okay. Did you develop? Did you find any Norwegian word that you like the most?
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a word for. What's that called in English? Snabel-a, what's that called? An at sign. The at. They call it alpha krull.
Alpha krull? Is that serious?
Yeah, that's serious.
Alpha krull.
The first time I heard that, I was in the phone at the work when I asked for the guy's email, and he was like, "Yeah, it's Anders dot blah 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 alpha krull @gmail.com."
You're like, is that your surname? Alpha krull. What the hell? For you guys who don't understand why we think it's funny, it's alpha. It sounds like alpha, and the krull is like when you have like a hairdo or like very
it's like
curly hairs. It's
curly
like
hair.
Alpha curly hair.
It's really weird. Also, a common mistake when I was like out on the weekends just trying to buy a beer, and I would say in Stockholm at least, or in Sweden we say, "Can I get a bärs?" Liksom.
Oh yeah. That's a common one.
I want 2 bärs, liksom. And bärs in Norwegian is poop, so that was really weird.
That could lead to really interesting situations.
Yeah. If they were like, yeah, that's totally fine, and they just gave me like a pint of poop, that would be really weird.
That would be awesome. It would be a good restaurant as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Have you heard the word for what's the? Oh, I need to translate. What's the word for grodyngel? God, what was that? In English,
it's a really weird one.
Tadpole.
Tadpole, yeah.
Tadpole. So that word in Norwegian, I'm just gonna give another example of a funny Norwegian word. Rumpetroll.
Oh yeah. It's like one of those words
where they just made up.
Yeah, you think it's totally fake, but it's actually it's so weird.
That in Swedish would be ass troll.
Yeah.
It sounds completely made up. I don't know why. Do you know the? I did a video about this where I talk about that there are a couple of. We Swedes, we like to make fun of the Norwegians. Those are the ones that we make fun of the most, I think. And we know that they make fun of us. But there's a thing in Sweden to create fake Norwegian words that sounds like they're Norwegian, but they aren't really Norwegian. Do you have
Oh,
any?
yeah, yeah.
Do you have any
Oh,
examples?
I have a couple of good ones. It's pretty much like banana is a really common one
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
it's not actually called like that one, but it's in Sweden we say guleböj. That's pretty yeah, but it's actually just called banan.
It is okay. That's pretty depressing or anticlimactic.
And, yeah, and also like for popcorn, we have like explosionskorn.
I haven't heard that one. Explosionskorn.
Yeah, exactly, but it's just
Explosion corn.
yeah, it's just called popcorn in popcorn
Yeah.
in Norway as well. Also, kämpetorsk.
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's like a what's that?
Great.
White-
Yeah, that's
great white, yeah.
a great call.
Like yeah.
It's a shark.
And periskopshäst.
What is that? A periscope horse.
Yeah, think about it. It's a horse with a really long neck.
Oh, it's a giraffe.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's. It's so. I bet the Norwegians are like, oh, this is not funny at all. But
Yeah,
it is
we
funny
think it's
for us
hilarious.
Swedes.
Yeah.
Let's go into something different. Have you ever seen something called slow TV? I just found out about this.
Slow TV.
Yeah, it's a thing that was created by, or it was pioneered by, how do you say it in English? NRK, the Norwegian television.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like SVT in here.
Yeah, exactly. So
I've never heard of that. That sounds really weird.
It does.
Is it just like TV in slow motion, pretty much?
Kind of. Well, it's a completely new genre that they've created over at Norway. I've seen it here in Swedish television as well. But what it is like it's characterized by like hours and hours of continuous coverage of you put a camera on a subject like a train or a plane or something, and then you just film a landscape, and you just go on, and just it goes on for hours and hours, almost like the screen on Apple TV.
What? That sounds so stupid.
I know,
Why
but
would
like
you-
I
why
saw
would
a
you
show
watch that?
where they did this, and they were filming like the countryside of Norway, and it was really
Oh,
calm.
yeah,
It was really calm.
That could be really. It's probably like really beautiful though.
It is.
If it's like watching or like listening to like some cool music and just watching that. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
And then
Also-
sometimes there's like you can hear there's an interview from like the place that they're filming right now, and there's some music from that place, and yeah, I would
I guess
recommend
that could be-
looking at that. So it's,
Yeah, I guess that could be pretty cool actually.
yeah, but just it's a good way of just relaxing, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
I
I don't know
really-
why we got why I did that turn of question. Weird.
Well, why not?
I realize
Well-
that when I'm reading.
But
the questions.
has that come to Sweden? Is that like a Norway specific?
I don't know, but I know it's created in Norway, but I've seen these Norwegian shows on Swedish televisions, so I suppose. But I don't know how many people are interested in that here in Sweden. But I
It seems
really
like
it.
everybody's too busy here to actually sit down and watch that.
Yes, have to do something now. Did you have any stereotypes about how the Norwegian culture was gonna be before you moved there? Did you
I actually
expect anything, or?
I had no, I had like no facts or nothing about.
But
Norway,
I
actually.
suppose you did because you saw the girls.
Oh yeah.
Abroad.
Well, yeah.
Everyone is gonna be blonde, and
Yeah, pretty much. I had the stereotype that everybody's like really beautiful and like blonde and tall and yeah. But that was a true stereotype as well. So
so that was one of the true ones.
yeah, it's like it kind of sounds like weird, but it's like a lot of the Norwegian like people, even the guys and everybody looks really good. Like it's the same here in Sweden, I guess. I mean, a lot of people look really. Everybody's really pretty at like in Norway. It's just really strange, actually.
Well, I suppose that's a good thing to say about a country, so nobody can be mad at us for saying
exactly.
that. But like, did you? Was it anything like? I suppose you lived in Oslo. You might not experience that, but because one of the Swedish side, a type of stereotype is when Norwegians love to be outdoors and go skiing and stuff. Did you notice that or anything?
Yeah, that's actually true. Because like the first month or so when me and my friend moved there, we was like, yeah, in the middle of winter. But even though it was in the middle of winter and it was like -20 Celsius out,
Yep, yep.
everybody was like out running. I was
Oh,
like,
it was like that.
why are you doing this? Is it like some sort of self-torture or something?
So it was kind of confirmed there. That
Yeah,
stereotype,
exactly.
in a way.
And the weirdest part, because was here in Stockholm when we go on the subway, it's like we just go on the subway in usual winter clothes and all that. But in the middle of Oslo, they have a subway up to a big mountain. So people were like walking in the subway with like skis on and everything.
What?
We were like, what the hell is happening here? But the
That's
thing
so
was that
Norwegian.
the subway just went right up, and you can just hop out of the subway and go like 5 meters, and then you're in the middle of a ski slope.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, that's really cool. But we were like, what the hell is happening here? Why did you have a snowboard on? Like,
I guess we do have the same thing here in Stockholm with the Hammarbybacken. We have a ski slope in the middle of the city. It's not in the middle of the city, but it's close by. So sometimes you can, if you go by the green line, you can see people with snowboards and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Not it's not often snow on that, but yeah, whenever it is. Did you watch? We're talking about Norwegian stuff again. Did you watch any episode of Skam?
Oh yeah, I did. Oh god.
Oh, you did. I
Yeah,
suppose
I
that
did,
means
I
that
did.
you watched the whole season.
Well, I watched the whole
Or-
first season because
Okay.
I had a Norwegian girlfriend who was like really into it, and I was like, oh, okay, we can watch a couple of episodes, and it was like really, it was not my thing.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Nah, but that was the weird part, because when I left Norway to come back to Sweden, exactly at that same time, I was like, oh, so nice not hearing like Norwegian all the time, just
Okay.
hearing Swedish. At the same time I came home, everybody here started watching Skam.
Yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen this? You're from Norway. Oh, I was like, oh god, no, not again.
And all the Swedes wanted to. They just started imitating Norwegian as well because they wanted to be in part of Skam.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody did it. All of the big like Instagram Swedish comedians started doing like sketches and
Yeah,
like Skam
exactly.
sketches and all of that. Like everybody did. It was so weird.
So,
That was the fun part, because when I was like at parties and stuff and people started imitating Norwegian, I was like, no, that's not Norwegian. You sound really, really weird. That's not.
Especially if there's a Norwegian person in there. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do it. Don't do it. For you guys who don't know what Skam is, it's a Norwegian. What do you say? Teenager show, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a. I don't know. It's like kind of like a high school
Yeah.
sort of show, but in Norwegian, pretty much.
Yeah, and based in Norway. But what I found really funny about that show, I enjoy the whole show myself. But what I thought, not funny, but it was interesting that if you notice the most of the characters were kids. They didn't come from poor like households. They didn't grow up in the ghetto or like in the poor. It seems like everyone had it pretty. They had the money, or their parents had money.
A good amount of money. Yeah.
And I suppose that's another stereotype that we have of Norwegian. But I just found it funny that they just confirmed that in a weird way.
Yeah, it's like even in Norway, like the one considered being low, like I don't know, under like the average like income is pretty high.
Yeah.
For like if you compare like Norway to Sweden, because they have like so much money, it's crazy.
Oh, so you
have like
you did earn a lot of money when compared to if you had worked as a bartender in Sweden.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly the same job in Sweden gives you, I don't know, let's say hypothetically, like working as a bartender in Sweden, you get like 25,000 or something.
Yep.
And working as a bartender in Norway, you get like 40. No, well, you can get up to 40 to 45,000 a month. Yeah, it's crazy because
in Swedish
a lot of
kronor, I guess.
Oh yeah, in Swedish kronor. Yeah.
That's
it's actually crazy, but a lot of it is because of the tips and all of that.
Oh, okay.
Because the tips you can just take home, like tax free, and the tips can be around 20 to 25,000. Like
wow,
like a month. It's crazy because a lot a lot of also depends on if you work at like a fancier restaurant, you get more tips, of course, because they tip more. And like if you work at like a Fridays, you get like less, but still a lot.
But do you think Norwegians give more tips than Swedes, or are they more generous?
I think so, actually. I don't really see a lot of people here like giving tips to like to waiters.
No.
I mean, of course, people do it sometimes, but I think it's in Sweden. I think it's a lot more older people who do it. Like, like people from 20 to 30 usually seems like they don't even tip. I mean, they're like, it's included in their price or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset of a lot of people.
But
if you look at like the US, then you have to do it. Like it would be a shame if you didn't. Skam.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You were about to say something there. Sorry, I cut you off.
About the tip. I mean, in Norway, I mean, a lot of people have a lot of money, so they usually really tip really well. Yeah, and as well as like to homeless people and all that, they actually give a lot of homeless people who like sit on the side of the road or sell magazines or all that. People usually actually buy them or give them something, like even if it's food and stuff here. But I mean, in Stockholm, it seems like people try and just ignore them.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a phenomenon because Stockholm is such. I don't know how many people live in Oslo, but it seems like Stockholm is a little.
Oh yeah, Stockholm is way bigger. Yeah. I mean, it's like I think Stockholm has 1.3 or 4 million. I think.
Yeah.
And I think Oslo has about 500 or 600,000 or something. So it's like
I don't know.
It's way smaller though.
I suppose it's a mix of cultural and maybe amount of people. Emma, you ask if the Swedish krona is worth more than the Norwegian, and it's the opposite actually. The Norwegian
has always been stronger, I think.
Yeah, but it's not by much nowadays. No. It's about 1 Swedish krona is 0.96 Norwegian krona, so it's pretty much the same. But I suppose like if you go out and buy something, the prices there are like such. Even though the currencies are a little bit different, the prices are a little bit higher, right? Like if you go into
really expensive.
If you go into McDonald's or something, the same burger costs like.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like a cheeseburger in Sweden is like 10 crowns, or 12, or I don't know. But the same thing in Oslo, it's pretty much double. It's 20 or 22.
Oh, it's 20. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Not that I've often eaten that, but
yeah. No, me neither. I'm really happy.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah. What? Yeah. You were about to say something.
It's like the prices in like clothes and stuff, like H&M or like Carlings or whatever. They're pretty much the same for some reason. But like if you go to like liquor and tobacco and like food and stuff, the price is really high, depending on like comparing to Sweden. Like a box of wine, like a 3-liter box of wine, costs about I think 4 or 470 crowns in Norway. And it's like 190, 200 here.
Yeah.
It's a crazy difference.
Did you have any people over there go over to the Swedish border and buy alcohol?
A harrytur.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called a harrytur because harry is like in Norwegian it's like described as like I don't know how to say it, but it's like crap or like shit. So it's like like as some sort of lower class thing.
Oh my god!
And it's called. It's really weird.
Thank you, Norwegians, for that word.
Yeah, exactly. So they just went over the border, buy all our stuff, and like come back.
I thought they put it like, oh, Harry. That's probably a very common Swedish name. But it isn't really. But
yeah, it's like it's weird. It's a weird word to explain, but it's like almost like Harry or like not as good or something.
We have a question here. Is there a big difference in price of property? I'm not 100% sure if I know that, but I suppose that means what's it called? Living there, I suppose.
Yeah, well,
I guess the whole
if it's referring to buying a house, I have no idea. I think it's a lot like pricier to buy a house or like a.
But let's say.
But also like living there, like a rent, it's pretty much the same. I mean, Stockholm is super expensive to live in. I mean, the rent is crazy, and I mean, I mean, actually, it's a lot cheaper to live in Norway because, I mean, it's super easy to find a room or a apartment to rent in Norway because a lot of the apartments are like leases or you can rent them. It's not like you have to buy them or something.
Okay.
And a lot of people actually live in what's called like I don't know, a commune or something. You live with like 10 or 8 or 5 other people in a big apartment, and you just have a room and you share everything else.
Oh, it's in a big house, or
a collective.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So that's really common, and it's super easy to get like a good room. It's in me and my friend, we lived in a 3-room apartment, just us two, for like 11,000 a month. So that's 5 per person.
So it's way easier to move to Norway than
moving
Sweden.
to Stockholm, pretty much.
Or in Stockholm, I suppose.
Yeah. Or I don't know how it is in like Malmö or Göteborg, but
I suppose it's starting. But I know Stockholm is the worst.
It's so hard.
Yeah, so hard. That's what she said. Oh, I lost myself there. What did you experience anything like? Because I've talked about this in videos where I talk about that the neighboring countries like Denmark and Finland and Norway, they don't the stereotypical Norwegian Finnish and the Dane, they don't particularly like the Swedes. Did you experience this in a way? Was there any problems for you being a Swede in Norway?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people actually were like a bit negative to being like, especially I don't know why, but especially like the Norwegian guys didn't really like like Swedish guys or something. I have no idea why, but I think they didn't. I think some had some like dislike about us coming there, taking their jobs or like stuff and like that, and just like. Always when they saw like a Norwegian girl like with a Swedish dude, they were like, that's fucking weird. Like it's so strange.
That sounds really strange.
Yeah, exactly. Like why would you give a kid? Basically the same person. I mean, it's like Norwegian and the Swedish is not that different. But otherwise, everybody was really like really nice, and everybody was really happy all the time.
You didn't experience any hate or something like that?
No, not really, except for like a couple of times but that's just life, you know.
It is. You can find those people everywhere if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. So nothing like exaggeratedly much or something like that.
Yeah. We have a question from Vianna. She asks you, where do you want to live? Like, which place is if you could decide, would you rather be I can't speak today. Would you rather stay in Sweden, or would you move back to Norway?
Ooh, I would. Yeah, I think I would move back to like Oslo. It's a really, really nice city, and the people are nice. And also, depending on what you want to work with, the pay is so much better over there. So maybe, yeah. Well, that depends on if I can bring my whole family and friends to Norway.
It's not that far away though, so it's not like
exactly. I mean, it's like a 4-hour train journey from Oslo to Stockholm, pretty much, with the new fast train. So not that far.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Why don't you move right away?
Exactly.
And what is your like? I know a lot of people are interested in moving abroad or trying out a life in a different country. What would your best tips be for somebody who wants to move abroad to another country, from your experiences, if we could say?
Yeah, I would just give the tip to just do it. Actually, why not? I mean, if you don't have anything tied up here in the place you're living at now, why not just go ahead and try something new?
Yeah.
And also like do some research. I did some research before, like which websites do I use to find a job best and find an apartment, and maybe if you know somebody there, just book up some like interviews and look at some apartments while you're there visiting a friend or something like that, which I did. And just visit the place before and just see how you like it, and then just like come home and do a couple and save money as well, because moving is always pricey. You just have like a backup.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
case you
yeah,
find
yeah.
it, yeah.
So you have I suppose you visited Norway before you moved.
Yeah, exactly. I had actually the girls that we met in the at the vacation. we got talking with them, and they were really nice, and we like visited them and went to some birthday parties, and okay, became friends with their whole gang, basically all their guy and girlfriends, and something like that.
And maybe they helped you.
They
make the decision for you, or
yeah, they were swaying our decision.
No, but yeah, maybe they made it a little bit easier for you to move as well. They could help you with things as well.
Yeah, exactly, because it's way easier to just move to a place where you actually know somebody. If you're referring to like moving to a place where you know nobody, that could be kind of scary, I guess. So especially if it's like a totally other like language as well. It's for like moving from Stockholm to like Argentina or something. I would not do well because I don't know Spanish.
Yeah, I suppose it's a big difference, or it's pretty easy for us to go over to Norway and just
exactly. It's really close. The language is the same basically, and just
Did they speak good English in Norway? Or I suppose you didn't have to speak English with them, but did you?
But but sometimes, I mean, a lot of them think they do, but they don't. I mean, you can clearly hear like like words disappear, and like the pronunciation of different words are really weird sometimes.
Yeah, they go up.
Yeah, exactly. They sound really
English.
Exactly
I can't do it, but yeah.
it's the same with Swedish people.
Yes.
A lot of people sound really strange when they speak English, but I mean, a lot of people know and understand Swedish, but or English, but
they speak really weirdly.
Pronunciation is really strange.
I don't know why, but as soon as I want to imitate a person that speaks really bad English, like a Swede, I always tend to do like the Gothenburg dialect.
Like if you're impersonating like a Swedish person.
Yeah, like when I'm talking Swinglish, it's always like this. It's like I'm from Gothenburg.
Precis. I can speak very good English. It sounds very good.
Very nice price.
Precis. I don't know why, but I usually do that as well. Or if I'm speaking with a person who's actually like American or British or something, my English just goes away. It just disappears in a cave, and so I was like, what? Yeah, I just forget everything.
I think actually I've heard. I think it was Håkan Hellström who I heard in an English interview, and his English was like I just.
It just sounded so strange.
It was the worst English I've ever heard. Luckily for him, he's a good artist, so
yeah, exactly.
We're gonna actually move on now to I haven't presented this to you, so you don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna play a game called I Hum You Guess. So this is how it works. I've prepared 5 songs for you that I will listen to in my headphones. You won't be able to hear them, and that I will then try to hum the songs, and it's up to you to guess which song it is. And
if you're not good at humming, I will roast the crap.
Exactly. Then you get another point for that. But you get 1 point if you can't guess the name of the song. You get another point if you get which artist this is. I can't even speak. And you get a final point if you're able to know, if you know the album as well, and no googling, because then I will roast you.
I will not Google. I'm not a cheater.
And the last time I did this, there was a little bit of a technical issue because I'm trying to do this simultaneously on my phone and trying not to put the music out on the stream, but we'll see what happens. Okay, are you ready for the first song, my friend?
I am ready.
You are. I'm ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
I don't know if you're gonna get this one, but we'll see. It was a popular song. I'm gonna give you a few clues here. It was a really popular song a couple of years back. That was the best clue ever.
Is it a Swedish song or?
No, it's not a Swedish song.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. This is a guitar, by the way. It's gonna be like that.
Oh, I think I know it. Oh no. Oh, I think I know that one. It's are you done or?
Yeah, I'm done. It's gonna go on. What's your? Do you have any guess?
I think I don't know why, but I think the band is Kings of Leon.
Ooh, that's
that
a good
close?
That's a good band, by the way.
Yeah, that's a really good band. That's not correct? Okay.
No, it's not correct.
Okay.
Any other guesses?
Oh no.
I rewatched the last episode of this podcast, and I looked at this part because I don't know how I sound, but it's I understand why it's difficult to guess though.
Yeah. Is it Coldplay?
Ooh, I guess this song sounds a lot like a lot of songs actually. Now when I think about it, but this is how it would have sounded like.
Okay.
It's Geraldine by Las Vegas.
I've never heard those.
Yeah, you have heard this song.
Okay,
they're from Scotland, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, who knew? It's a popular song anyway. 0 points.
I promise it's popular.
I'm sure the next songs are gonna be a little bit easier, hopefully. Okay, so here comes the second song. Okay.
What?
No guesses?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's.
The beginning sounded like that Swedish Christmas song.
I'll see if somebody in the chat knows it. Otherwise, I need to redo that because I can't have been that bad. Oh, we have one guess here from Dragana. Yeah, they got it right. That was Lemon Tree by Fool's Garden. You know, I'm sitting here in a boring room. You haven't
heard that song.
You never. It's one of the most like
heard that song.
It's one of the most popular songs I've. No, it's not. But it's a very popular song. I thought everyone had heard that one.
Either you have horrible taste in music, or I am really bad at music.
No, this is. I think this song is from the '80s or something. I guess you weren't born there. Nah, I was just kidding.
Well,
But it seems like Dragana, Joakim, and Kepula Keppi had it. Okay, let's see if you get this one. If you're not good at 80s song, then this next one is not gonna be easy for you. But let's see if...
Well, I think I know some of them, like 3.
Okay, let's the 3 80 songs. But let's see if you can guess this one then. I'm doing one of the stämmor. Okay.
Okay.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow. Down, 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 down. Down, do, do, do. Ba da 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 ba da bow da. Boom, boom, boom. Ba da 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 ba da bow. If you haven't heard this song, I will be.
Oh no.
I will be.
I don't know. Oh my god, I'm so bad. I think it's like...
We have a guesses here in the chat as well. Okay. Ba 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 wow. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da ba da bow wow. Okay, I'll play the whole song.
Yeah. No, do that again.
Ba 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 wow. Ba da 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 da.
Yeah, I know this
one. Ba
ba
ba. What's the name of the song?
What is it called?
Yeah, exactly. That you get.
What is that? Oh, what is that called? Oh, wait. It's Toto.
Yes.
Hold the line.
Yes. 2 points.
Yes.
My God, and this is how it should have sounded for you who didn't know. This was the part in the beginning, like. That it really hard to imitate. Bow, bow, bow. Okay, yeah. Good, you have 2 points there. I was a little bit afraid that you're gonna get 0 points there, but...
I'm not crap.
Yay! Holding a tiny Swedish flag. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, this next one, I hope, I pray to the Lord and Savior, Gaben, that you know this one. Don't confuse this. Never mind that I said Gaben there. It's nothing. Has nothing to do with Steam or Valve or anything. Okay.
Steam or something.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready? Here it comes.
Yes.
Do 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 do. Bow 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 bow.
Yeah, I know that one. It's the Friends theme song. Yeah.
Yes. What's that called?
Oh no.
They sing it. They sing it. They sing it. In the. Da, da, da,
Oh yeah, I'll be there for you.
Yes. Do you know the band?
Oh no, I do not.
No, it's a pretty unknown band. I think they did this song and then they disappeared or vanished. Maybe they were popular in the US, I suppose.
They were kidnapped by the aliens.
Exactly, by the sign.
That's what happened.
Yeah. And they were called the Rembrandts, and this is how it should have sounded.
Like the artist, or the painting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a very. I suppose a lot of people have heard that song before. Okay, I was gonna play another song now for the last song, but I realized that if you didn't get Lemon Tree, you're not gonna know this one either.
Crap.
So I'm gonna.
Is it like Lemon Tree? Isn't that like a super indie band?
No, that's from the 80s. It was a major. It was a worldwide hit in the 80s. Okay.
Oh.
Let's. I'm jumping. I have a huge list here. I'm gonna go something easier for. I was gonna play a Norwegian song, but that's out of the question. I suppose
that's not gonna go well.
Okay, let's do this one.
Like that thing.
Let's see if you know this one then. Bum bum. It's just in the region where.
Oh. Oh, I know that one. Is it the Beach Boys or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a really good one though.
I love this song. So Californian in a way. So you got
and also like what's that called? Kokomono or something?
The Beach Boys are great. So you got another 2 points there, my friend.
Oh,
We're
yes.
gonna 2 points. You had 3 points before, or did you? No,
I don't know. I don't know.
You had hold the line.
You're the one who's supposed to keep
Okay, I know. You had hold the line with Toto. That's 2 points. You got I Believe There For You, which is 3 points, and then you got another 2 points. So that puts you on 5 points. Just after Mr. Joachim, which had 5.5 points. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I can't remember why he had like a half a point. It was something about.
Did he give you money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's.
He gave you money. Okay.
He gave me money. That
I can give you 20 crowns.
But you're Norwegian, or no, you're not. That's perfect. All right, that was a fun game. You did well. Kind of, and my humming was a little bit weird. And your homework is to listen to a Lemon Tree. Before we continue, I'm gonna talk about what's gonna happen the next week. We're closing in on the end of this little interview here. Next week, I'm going to be visited by Scandinavian Freckles, or she's also named as Linda. She's a YouTuber from Norway, and she currently lives on the Canary Islands. So we're gonna talk about how it is living in the Canary Islands and why that happened in
Canary Islands sounds really nice.
It does. So stay tuned for that the next week. And yes, I think that will be it for this little next week section of this interview. I know. And here we have the applause in the background. Thank you. It was really fun to have you here on the show and talk a little bit about Norway.
Yeah, the same. Thanks for having me.
Do you have anything that people need to watch on YouTube? Do you have any tips? What is there a
Well,
channel
of course,
that somebody
of course
needs to
you need
watch?
my channel. But
Yeah, okay, besides your channel.
well, I have some tips. I have some like the great channels I watch are always Philip DeFranco. Brings the news to me every day. Also, Sugar Pine 7 is an amazing channel. If you haven't watched that, do you know what that is?
I don't know what it is, but it sounds
Sugar
like
Pine
a cool
7.
name.
It's crazy good. It's like a surreal like TV reality thing. They put out like episodes and stuff. It's really good. They recently won Show of the Year at the Streamies. Also, David Dobrik.
David
Dobrik is an amazing funny creator who does like sketch vlogs or something,
Oh.
which I am trying to imitate in Swedish.
Well,
Pretty much.
if you guys who are watching are interested in what Philip does, he is actually right now he's turned over to doing vlogs in Swedish. He has currently one video out, but it's worth watching.
One video, but I have 7 more videos in the pipeline. And
There you go.
I'm actually gonna edit somebody after this episode. So
That's perfect. I as we say in Sweden, I put fire in your bum. Eld i botten.
Yes, put fire in my bum.
Yes, exactly. So if you guys are interested in what Philip does, you can search his name. His name is there. It's called Philip Knutsson, or you can find him at Twitter at Mr_Spook. And you can talk more to him there. But other than that, it has been a fun time having you here, my friend.
Yes, I'm about to go and listen to some Lemon Tree. And
Yes, you should do that, and you should be ashamed in a corner while you do that.
Yes.
Put on the Doomstrut and listen
I will
to it.
put on the Doomstrut.
It's very nice having you here, and you guys as well. Thank you for joining along in the chat, and be sure to tune in the next Sunday at 8 p.m. CET, where I will be interviewing Linda. But until the next time I see you guys and your pretty faces, I hope you have a splendid day. Ciao!
Nackapodden, ja.